Hey guys, welcome back in Kodibanga YT. So here's another tutorial video. So our mobile U4, U5, sorry. So now, last video we set up the character and the basic our project. So now let's try to set up the basically the touch system. Okay. So as you can see, I already set up some settings that UI, fire button, and etc. And basically, I created first of all a UI in my character, or this is a UI character, and I just add some icons and set up the buttons. Nothing so much critical, you can set up by your own self also, not so much critical. And then I go to my third person and just set up the character with my viewport UI. Okay, so as you can see, this is quite enough good. We can control, but we can't control our camera with right mouse. We want something like that, so like how in PUBG. So for setuping that thing, we need to go third person, and here first of all we need to search that the touch. Okay, like touch touch, and we found this. Make sure if in your whole third person there's a if any touch inputs available, make sure you remove that one also. Then you need to write that, and then you need to add a custom event, and let's give it name that update update post, update post. And then inside of that input you need to add a vector 2D. Okay, so vec and you find here that vector 2D, and here you can give it name that vector that update v, that is basically our update vector value. And then we also need here in our third person character, we need a start v2, that is start vector 2. So we need to again search that vector vector 2D, because in our screen is always in 2D x and y. Okay, that's why. Okay, so now in our character we need to call this event, or this custom event. So let's call that update post. Once we do that, we need to connect this thing with our move, and now at our location we need to break this thing, that is break vector. Then we need to also break this in a split, and then x with x and y with y. Now at here we need to just set our start vector and split this thing also. Then with press and release you need to connect it with this, and once the move done, it should be connected like this thing. Now x with x and y with y. Okay, make sure you don't do any mistake. Now from this here, that update post, you need to just get your vector 2D, and then from this thing you need to minus vector or the subtract basically in Unreal 5 with a vector 2D. And now you maybe not find that divided by float. Okay, like if I show you that divided icon, as you can see there's any option is not available. So what you need to do basically, you need to break this thing. So you find in a break vector 2D, so you find that x and y, and from that you can basically divide it basically right now. So that is basically divided by float, and this is basically your sensitivity power, that how much sensitivity you want. So then what I do, I create a simple variable at here. Will we give it name sensivity. I think my spelling is not correct, so you can do by your own self. So guys, don't worry, just compile and set here the value is 5, that is basically your sensitivity. So just connect it with this thing. Okay, now once you do that, what you need to do right now, if it's not work with percentage, you can do it by divided. So what you can do right now, from the update post you need to add that add control, and that is a pitch, and then is yeah, add control, yeah. Okay, we have yeah and pitch. So from this thing you can connect it with like this values. Okay, and that's all for your your touch. So now let's try to play and let's see. It's working, but not so much. So I think the problem is for the divided. Okay, so we need to use divided. If it's not work percentage, will we use that divided. Okay, now it should be work. As I mentioned that if it's not work with percentage, you need to work with divided. Okay, maybe the yeah and pitch also can be at here. Okay, it's working, but right now the pitch and is wrong. So the x is basically the, oh, that is not roll. I want that pitch. Sorry, add pitch. I forget to add the pitch. I'm so sorry. X, and yeah, let's see. Let's check basically. Okay, so as you can see, this control is now working. That's what we want. So as you can see, we have the basically the Android touch like the PUBG. So from the sensitivity we can basically control the value. Okay, now let's connect this touch or these buttons with our UI. So basically in our UI we have basically, we need to call this third person in our UI. So go to graph, and on event construct, let's create a sequence first of all, and then from that you need to search that get all actor from class. And once you do that, you need to search basically our third person character, and once we do that, we'll be get a copy for our character and just promote a variable, set it name that player ref, that is player reference, and connect it with this thing. Okay, now we have our player reference, compile the save. Now go to our first person character. Now at here we need to basically create the custom event sum of, so custom event, and once we create the custom event, what you need to do is basically we need to write our events like kind of like fire and what's there available, like fire, then aim, jump, and settings. Okay. Wait, ভাই ভিডিও বানাচ্ছি, ওয়েট আমি কথা বলতেছি কিছুক্ষণ পর। So at here fire, then we need basically the custom event dot setting, and then we need one more custom event that basically for jump. Sorry, if this is jump is already available, jump jump now, so I'm just calling it now one more, and then we need one more that basically for the aim. Okay, so we have this all the event or custom events. Now we need to call them in our UI. So basically with jump can use that click, on that click the if player should be jump, so we need to call that jump, that is basically jump now, and connect it with this. Then we need the aim. Make sure for the aim we need the press and release, so press and release, and for that will we get our player reference again, and from that will be search that aim, and because there's a aim is press and non-pressable, so we need to create one more that aim custom event dot aim off. Okay, that is for the aim off or the aim release. Compile, save, come at here and search here that again aim and aim off with a release. And so once we do that, we need basically the for fire, so fire it should be work with fire with the press, so in future we can make it in automatic. So for it here, let's search that fire, so fire, and that is, guys, now the event should be work with our the UI is now successfully connected. So we can do the same feature for these fire ones too, because they are using their buttons is totally same, doing the same work. That's why fire and fire 2. And that's all, guys. I hope you understand. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Love you all. Bye bye. See you in next video.